Okay, I'm looking at something in the golf swing. From watching all the pros, there's a place that they're getting that I'm not getting. I'm trying all kinds of different power sources and body movements, but there's one thing that every pro does on a full swing that I have not achieved. So that must be what's holding me back. And that thing is that their belt buckle is facing the target at impact or a little bit after impact. They've totally rotated this lower body into a posted left side, 95% on the left side of their weight, 5% on the back side, or some combination thereof, but similar dominance on the left side, and then releasing the club off of this type of position with this looking at my target, this belt buckle looking at my target. So how do you get there? Well, if I try to create some drills that get there, the best way to do it is to coordinate my hands or my right hand with my left hip. So if I pull my right hand also, I'm imagining I've got a rope, a connection to my right hip and my right hand. And when I pull my right hand, the left hip moves. It moves to a point and then it stops and the right hand goes on. And then the right hand kind of falls down and reconnects with the left hip. And then the left hip clears all the way around to where the buckle, wait over here though, where the buckle is facing the target as the right hand or right side or both hands or the grip comes through, however you internalize it. so my understanding now is that I've got to be there with every shot. If it's a little chip, I got to be there. So chip would look like this. Got to be there. I mean, that's that kind of golfy look. So when my right hand goes back, my left hip is pulled around. As my left hip pulls back around, actually it's probably first. You know, I'm saying that this falls and reconnects and then turns, but it's probably actually my right hip pulling my left hip and then my left hip pulling my right hand. So right hand pulls the left hip and then left hip pulls the right hand. That makes a lot of sense. So my right hand pulls my left hip and then it reverses into this kind of position. Into this kind of position. I want my belt buckle facing the target. Now you can't just move your right hand and then clear your left hip. Your hip and your hand have to move together and then move together again. But on the takeaway, the right hand probably moves first and then takes the hip. And on the downswing, the left hip moves and pulls, maintaining this angle, it pulls that hand on through. So I want to feel that. Right hand pulls, left side pulls. Okay, now that makes sense. Makes sense based on ball flight. Right hand pulls, left hand pulls. Okay. And I want it pulled all the way around to where my buckle is facing the target. Okay, that was a skink. Okay. Okay, let's get that hip over to the front side. Hands pull the left hip, then left hip pull the hands. Now on the swing, I do not feel a flicking feel. I do not flick up. What I feel is a compression feel. I feel forward leaning shaft, head behind the ball, maintaining those relationships, and as the left hand pulls me back around, my head stays back here, my forward lean remains, and it's more of a compression as opposed to a flick. It is a compression as opposed to a flick. This is a compression. Now that eliminates a lot of flipping and flicking and hoping and turns it into a little flat but dead, little fat that is, but dead straight. Oh, now that was perfect. Take a good look at that one. From a leaning shaft action. So the forward leaning shaft is very important. It maintains, it gets this angle, and it maintains it, maybe even increases it and maintains it, and an impact is maintained. You're not hitting it here. You're not throwing this out in front. You're not flipping this over in front. You are going boom at impact, continuing on, and then maybe, continuing on that same angle, maybe up here somewhere, it flips over. That probably flip is way up here after the ball is gone. Let's look at where that flip happens. Well, that's a major revelation there. The flip happens way after the ball is gone. Okay, this is a dirty old ball. I'm gonna hit it full speed, lob wedge in my hands. I'm gonna hit it about 80, 90 yards into my pond. Full speed, compression, hip pull. High, long, solid. The flip was in front. Okay, so here's the revelation. If the ball's right here, I've been trying to flip it right here, or flick it right here, when actually it's compress it right here, and you flick it over there. So the flick is over there, up in this area is where the flick happened. This is just straight compression. This is just boom. Boom is what this is. This is just boom. The flick happens way later than I thought it did. Little fat. Remember, rotation, compression. Rotation, compression. And boy, when you talk about compression, I don't care how smooth you go back, when it's time to transfer your weight, clear your left side, let your belt buckle face the target, that compression is boom, you accelerate to there, just naturally. Be smooth. The very thought of compression calls for an acceleration. Ooh, boy, did I get that belt buckle facing forward. See, now, this is teaching me to truly use the lower body. I'm truly using my lower body now. Okay. One more, and let's take a look at it. All right. Okay, how about a couple of little chips? This is what a chip would look like. Yeah. Compression. Get on this left side. 95% of your weight over there. Now I'm getting on that left side. I'm getting on the left side, not because I'm getting on the left side. My body is moving the swing that I'm trying to do, meaning that the left hip is pulling the right hand, or pulling the grip down, is getting me onto my left side. The intention. You can't swing, okay, let me move now, okay, let me hit now. That's just another thing to time up. It's just all connected to my hip and my grip. Hip and grip. They move together, they move together. And look how posted, heavily posted, I am on my left side when they are in coordination. And if I want to hit it hard, I just move them both faster. Not just my hands, but my hip and my hand, my left hip and my hand. That's just as straight, and it's pretty, and it's fly. A little fat. And listen, it's going to take a while for me to learn this. Rotate now. See, when I rotate that hip correctly, like I did just then, there's no fat. The fat comes from me taking my hands and independently throwing them down. If they're connected to my left side and my left side turns, see, this is teaching me the proper rotation. I got a lot of rotation work to do. Just perfect. Perfect. Whew. Through the ball. I tried to rotate like that, but I wasn't doing it properly. Now that my grip is tied to my left hip, that's perfection. That's posted. That's solid.